สวัสดีค่ะทุกคนพี่จอมจาก Hearts and Minds นะคะยินดีต้อนรับเข้าสู่เว็บนาร์ในเรื่องทุนรัฐบาลนิวซีแลนด์ที่ชื่อ New Zealand มานากิ New Zealand Scholarships นะคะวันนี้เป็นโอกาสที่ดีที่เรามาแชร์ข้อมูลเรื่องนี้กันโดยเฉพาะข้อมูลในส่วนที่ว่าทุนนี้เป็นทุนเต็มจำนวนและเป็นทุนให้เปล่าของรัฐบาลนิวซีแลนด์นะคะที่ให้กับนักเรียนไทยนะคะแล้วก็มีการประกาศสดๆร้อนๆนะคะว่าทุนนี้สำหรับปี 2026 มีจำนวนถึง39ทุนนะคะเพราะฉะนั้นทุกคนนะคะที่สนใจและก็อ่าทำเนื้อหาทำกันบ้านเรื่องทุนนี้ก็มีสิทธิ์สมัครทุกคนนะคะแล้วในวันนี้เป็นเกียรติอย่างมากเลยพี่มีเจ้าหน้าที่ของมหาวิทยาลัยสองท่านนะคะมาร่วมอยู่ในเว็บนาร์กับพี่และทั้งสองท่านนี้จะให้ข้อมูลเกี่ยวกับมหาวิทยาลัยของทั้งสองท่านอย่างเต็มที่นะคะโดยท่านแรกพี่มีคุณดินนะคะท่านเป็น International Manager รับผิดชอบส่วน Southeast Asia ของ Victoria University of Wellington ซึ่งเป็นมหาวิทยาลัยที่เมืองหลวงไฮดินแล้วก็อีกท่านหนึ่งคือคุณหยกเหยาหว่องนะคะจาก Lincoln University เป็น International Manager ประจำภูมิภาคเอเชียของมหาวิทยาลัยนี้นะคะแล้วก็พอเสร็จทั้งสองท่านพี่จะขออนุญาตให้ข้อมูลเรื่องทุนมานากินะคะในภาพรวมนะคะอะไรต่างๆเรื่องการเตรียมตัวนะคะอย่างสั้นๆนะคะอย่างรวบรัดแล้วก็เราก็จะ move ไปสู่session Q&A นะคะซึ่งก็ได้มีคำถามจากนักเรียนนะคะที่มาเข้าร่วมเซสชันวันนี้ไม่ได้ที่มีคำถามรอไว้แล้วนะคะกับคำถามที่สมมติวันนี้มีใครอยากจะถามนะคะจะพิมพ์เข้ามาในแชทก็ได้นะคะหรือจะฝากถามมาทางพี่ซีมก็ได้นะคะแต่พิมพ์ในแชทจะสะดวกถ้าสะดวกพิมพ์ภาษาอังกฤษก็พิมพ์ได้เลยหรือถ้าจะสะดวกพิมพ์เป็นภาษาไทยก็เชิญได้เลยค่ะเดี๋ยวพี่จะเป็นคนถามคำถามเป็นภาษาอังกฤษให้นะคะ Okay, I think we should start with you, Dean. If you would like to start your presentation, I'll stop my sharing. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Siruton and Panthip and the team from Hearts and Minds for inviting me over to talk to you about Manaaki scholarships. And I think it's going to be a valuable session today with a lot of useful information for you. So, as Siruton has mentioned, my name is Dean. I am the International Manager for Southeast Asia at the International Office from Victoria University of Wellington, located in Wellington, the capital city of New Zealand. Right now, without further ado, I will start sharing my screen so that you can all see that. And one second, please bear with me. Okay, I believe that you can see this right now. All right. I believe that you all can see my screen right now. And kia ora, that is the greetings from New Zealand. Kia ora can be hi, hello, also goodbye, thank you, and that is Maori language for your information. So again, before I start, I would like to show you just a little peek about Wellington, what it looks like, what it feels like to study here. So that, my friends, is Wellington. Imagine yourself studying right there, facing water in front and hills and mountains at the back. And remember, Wellington is a bit hilly. Unlike some other cities, they are flat, we're a bit hilly. So one of our campuses are sitting on top of a hill, which I will show you in a little bit. But right now, let's have a look at the picture of the Wellington City as well. As I mentioned, you can see at the back of the photo right there, there are some hills and mountains, and it's across the city center as well. But waterfront is very beautiful. And there's a saying goes, nothing beats Wellington on a good day. And that is exactly what I'm trying to show you right here. One update from the government of New Zealand. From November this year onward, you will be able to work 25 hours per week within the trimesters, the time that you study with us, and within the scheduled break, like a summer or winter break, you'll be able to work up to 40 hours a week. And you might also be wondering about the minimum wage, and that is $23.5 per hour. And if you time that by 25 to 40 hours per week, you'll be able to cover your living expenses even without a Manaaki stipend. Now, this is the map of New Zealand. For some of you who have not heard about New Zealand or been to New Zealand, I'll provide some of the general information that will save us some time as well to learn about Wellington or New Zealand in general. So, in terms of size, we are very much similar to the UK. So imagine the whole country of the UK. We are very much similar to that. However, population-wise, we are way smaller. We have over 5 million people only for both North and South Island. And the three biggest cities are Auckland with 1.5 million people, Christchurch on the South Island, and then Wellington from the North Island are similar in size with about 600,000 people. So those are three biggest cities in New Zealand. And in today's session, you will learn about Wellington, the capital city of New Zealand, but also Christchurch, the second largest city in New Zealand and the largest on the South Island, which my colleague Yao from Lincoln University will be presenting you about the life over there on the South Island. So this is a good combination going today. We have one from the north and one from the south. Now let's focus on the north first. Wellington, as I mentioned before, is the capital city. Is the most southern capital city in the world, and with the population of over 500,000 people, it's not big, it's not huge, but at the same time, it is where all the policies are made, all the government buildings are, and the prime minister is there. And I will tell you more stories about prime ministers later on as well. But remember as well, Wellington has the highest national GDP. So people from Wellington will be the one who can afford housing the most in New Zealand, according to Forbes 2025. Now, I just want to show you this snapshot, which I am very proud of. So please take a look and capture this image as well. So this is the snapshot that I really want to show you. If you have a look in the middle of the snapshot, right there in the middle, that would be the beehive because it's shaped like a beehive, and that is the Parliament building of New Zealand. So, where are we? Where is the university? One of our campuses on the left-hand side, that building, the old building, that is the law school. Top one in New Zealand and top 100 in the world. On the right-hand side, that is your business and government school. Also belongs to the university, and that is top 1% Triple Crown Business School. So imagine one of our three campuses facing the Parliament. You'll be able to meet with the Prime Minister. Sometimes he's hang out at our coffee shop, and some of the students might be able to see them as well. So we are not really unfamiliar with the Prime Minister of New Zealand. So imagine yourself studying right there in the heart of Wellington if you're studying law or business or government programs. All right, and then bus stop is right there, and then behind us, that is the train station. So it's very, very well located, and that is one of the three campuses, not all. Now, let's talk about campuses. The one I showed you just now is called PPTR campus. As I mentioned before, it is home to the business and government school, but also home to the law school. Moving on to the middle of it, Calvin campus is our main campus. The original one, the largest, is home to basically the rest. And then moving on to the right-hand side of yours, that would be TRO campus, which is home to architecture and design. So as I mentioned before, it is not flat. It is a bit hilly. So where is the hilly part? Calvin campus is sitting on top of a hill, and that's why it's getting a bit hilly. It's on top, but on a good day like this, you will see the whole city along with the water in front and mountains at the back, as I mentioned before. From each of the campuses, it's going to be only from 15 to 25 minutes to walk. Buses are all around, but about 90% of our students walk throughout their journey at Wellington. So it's a walkable city. It's very safe. It's very nice to walk unless it's raining or windy. But usually you can just easily walk to your campus, your classroom, if you live in the city center. Right. The reason why you choose Wellington, well, basically it's the capital city. It is safe, it's diverse. 34% of our population was born outside of New Zealand. I'm from Vietnam. I'm based in Hanoi. It is a very creative city. Weta Workshop, the one that made all of these Hollywood movies, Deadpool and Wolverine, King Kong, Avatar, you name it. We're also based in Wellington. It's also a high-tech, clean, safe, and also very easy to get around. And this is sunset in Wellington. I show you just the best of Wellington. And I am sure that you will not be disappointed when you get to Wellington. Of course, there will be some quite not a good days when it's windy and rainy, but when you have a day like this, you can just forgive all the time of miserable days where the weather is not supportive. All right, now let's talk about Wellington as a university. As I mentioned before, we are a capital city university. We have about 22,000 students on campus, and over 3,000 of them are international. From Thailand, I believe we have over 40 students studying with us at this point, and we have about over 40 research institutes along with labs and studios and we are now in top 1% of the world university for 15 subjects. Okay. For some reason it's not moving, but yes. Okay. Now, as we were talking about rankings, we are in top 1% of the world university for 15 subjects and top 2% in general across all subjects. And then you can also see that we are now in top 100 subjects in the world by QS 2025 in a lot of subjects, including classics, ancient history, development studies, top one in New Zealand, English language and literature, that is TESOL, law and legal studies, and then library and information management, linguistics, and then theology, divinity, and religious studies as well. And then we are one of the very few schools in New Zealand and in the world that got the 5-star plus by QS ranking. And remember that we are in the top ranked university for research intensity by the government of New Zealand. And on the right hand side, this is another great photo right there. That is our Hunter building, one of the symbolic buildings from the university. Now, let's dive into the programs. Because of the time, I cannot go into each of the programs from the university. I can talk all day about it, but let's talk about the outstanding programs that we offer at the university, so that you can have a pic of what it looks like to study here. Architecture. Victoria University of Wellington is one of the best architecture schools in New Zealand with the world-class education and state-of-the-art facilities. We have studios and labs for you to experience, to draw, to design, in the heart of the city campus. And remember that we can teach architecture, design, or construction law, urban and regional planning. A lot of these are offered at the master's level, and all of these are accredited by the New Zealand Registered Architects Board of New Zealand, and some other accreditation bodies as well. Business and government, as I mentioned before, it is very important for you to learn about the accreditation as well. We are one of the top 1% business school and accredited by Triple Crown, formed by AACSB, EQUIS, and AMBA. And we can teach you basically anything in business that you can think of, from accounting, data science, economics, finance, to HR or marketing, or even tourism or taxation. And if there's something I'm really proud of, the business school, it is the actuarial science. And I'm not sure if you've heard about this before, but it is very popular in Australia. Actuarial science is more about risk management, learn to forecast, manage, and avoid risks at all costs. And we are the only university in New Zealand that offer actuarial science. And we are the member of Actuaries Institute of Australia. It means that after you graduate, you can also work in New Zealand or Australia if you wish to. Of course, you have to apply for the visa in Australia, but that allows you to become a member of the Actuaries Institute of Australia as well. And a lot of these are offered at the master's level as well. And some of you might ask, if I don't have a background in business at my bachelor's degree level, can I still do master in business? The answer is yes. Victoria Wellington has some of the programs where we allow the undergraduate students from any background to study with us. And these programs are the Master of Global Business, the Master of Professional Business Analysis, so BA, and then the Master of Professional Accounting, even that we accept anyone from any majors, even undergraduate in engineering or linguistics, as long as you meet the minimum entry requirement of the GPA. Design is also a very good school. We are top 15, 1-5 in the world for filmmaking. And as I mentioned before, Weta Workshop, the one that made all these great movies from Hollywood, is next door to our creative center. So what else is more amazing than that? And we of course accept all of these programs, including animation and visual effects, communication design, fashion design, interaction design, industrial design. So anything that you want to study in design, we offer them all, and you will be practiced from day one to study with us. Education. This is getting very, very popular. We have education at bachelor, at the master's level as well. Since today is about master's level, I'm going to focus on the master. We have the Master of Education, Master of Educational Psychology, Master of Teaching and Learning Primary to teach in New Zealand, or even a graduate diploma in teaching early childhood, primary, or secondary. Engineering. This is also one of our strong forte in the university. We are specialized in AI, robotics, computer science, cybersecurity. So anything in terms of the software, and then electrical and electronic mechanics and renewable energy systems. We are one of the very few schools that offer renewable energy in New Zealand as well. So as you want to step into engineering programs, this can be the options. And all of these are within Manaaki study options. Health. We don't have a medical school. This is for your information alone. In New Zealand, there are only two medical schools, one in the north and one in the south. And Victoria Wellington is not one of them. So we cannot train doctors. However, we have a lot of programs in health or health-related majors that we can offer from health informatics, health leadership, health policy, promotion, psychology, nursing, and other programs that you can see on the screen as well. Humanities and social sciences, these are all our forte that I really want to show you. So we are in a top school in New Zealand, but also in the world for the Master of Arts, Master of Linguistics, TESOL, or some of the programs regarding international relation, public policy, development studies, and public management, political science. So because of our location, again, if you just joined just now, as I mentioned before, our location speaks a lot about us. We are opposite to the Beehive, right there in the heart of Wellington. With that, we are exposed to all of the political side of Wellington. Our students even invited to meet with the VVIPs from the UN, from all of these great bodies in the world to really observe, to learn about how politicians are mad and they can create connections as well. The list goes on, so I would not be able to focus on any of this. But if you are interested in public policy, public management, policy related, international relations, Vic is number one in New Zealand for those. Law, I don't see a lot of students from Thailand inquiring about law programs. However, we are top one, tied with University of Auckland for the law school and top 100 in the world for the program as well. And we offer them at the master's level, LLM, as well as the Master of Construction Law or Master of International Trade under the law school if you are interested. Psychological sciences. We are offering Master of Science coursework and research in the areas listed right there in terms of psychology that you want to study with us. We really focus on the psychological sciences. So anything regarding brain science, mental health, cognitive or behavioral neuroscience, or criminal justice and psychology, you name it. We offer basically everything, except for some of the time that Thai students might ask us about whether you can do clinical psychology at the university. The short answer to that is very competitive because simply we just don't have enough of seats offering for both domestic and international. To be able to get into clinical psychology, you can only do that at the postgraduate level. And every year we have only over 12 seats to offer for clinical psychologists. So if you are really outstanding, you can try to apply, but clinical psychology is getting really competitive to get in. The list for science goes on. So we have anything regarding climate change science and policy that is very popular for Manaaki. And then conservation biology, biomedical science, drug discovery, environmental science, environmental studies, marine conservation, or the Master of Science in general. One of the secrets I would love to tell you today is about our Nobel Prize winner. We have a Nobel Prize winner in 2000 in chemistry. The smartphone, the display of it, or the display of your laptop is based on his discovery of the plastic polymer in 1998, and he got the Nobel Prize in 2000 for it. So we are very strong in science as well. So if you are interested in any of this, talk to Hearts and Minds team, and they will show you more information on each of the programs. One of the other things I would like to mention today as well, because we do see that more and more Thai students are interested in applying for PhD studies in New Zealand. So Victoria Wellington is one of the most generous universities in New Zealand that offer PhD scholarships. Now, I want to put my Manaaki scholarship team hat on aside, talking about the university scholarships. So before that, PhD studies in New Zealand usually last for 3 to 4 years, usually 3 years, and it is research on only. So there will be no classroom, no lecturers, no assignments. Usually, you will be doing your research under a supervisor. Time, you'll be allocated a desk at the university, working alongside with your supervisor as a PhD candidate. And you can bring your partners, your spouse, or your kids with you. And for Victoria Wellington, we do not need a supervisor at the time of applying. And if your application is successful, we will assign a supervisor for you. However, we encourage you to go online to a PhD website to see the research areas that we are strong at and the researchers' profiles before applying, so that we will see who's going to be likely your supervisor after you are admitted if you qualified. And I mentioned about scholarship from the university before. Victoria Wellington offer over 100 full rights scholarships for PhD annually. So with one single application, you can apply for both admissions and be assessed for the scholarships, what we call Wellington Doctoral Scholarships. That is worth full tuition fees cover plus $32,000 per year stipend for you and your family if you have one to bring with you. And it is very generous from the university. One single application, no supervisor needed, just research proposal along with some other documents that we require from you on the website. So again, talk to Hearts and Minds team when you have a question regarding PhD, and they will guide you through the process. However, you will be the one who apply for this PhD, because PhD applications have to apply directly to the graduate school. Hearts and Mind will support you with your visa application for PhD. For masters, Hearts and Mind will support you everything from A to Z. In short, because of my time, I'm running low on time, so I'm gonna make some of the summaries about the university. We have top 100 programs listed for the master degrees, as I mentioned on the website, but also on the screen, and then top 150 and top 200. And remember that we are one of the top 15 in the world best film schools by Hollywood Reporter for so many years in a row. And now, the most important part, the Manaaki New Zealand scholarships. As you have learned, that Manaaki will cover your tuition fees plus stipend every month during the time you study with us in New Zealand. and there will be the study options that you can follow. And here is the list. There are some of the sectors that you can follow. For example, we have climate change and resilience. We have economics as well. So in terms of climate change and resilience, you can see the programs that we offer from the university. We have the list of this in the flyer. I can share with you, or you can reach out to Hearts and Minds for support in terms of what you can study under the Manaaki scheme. But we basically offer everything that you can think of in terms of Manaaki. Yeah. Entry requirements. I was talking about how great the university is, but also did not mention anything about requirements. In general, we require an average B to start off your application, and some programs like films or design might need other non-academic requirements like um, portfolio, show reels, or like teaching or learning. They will require a test, a numeracy and literacy test, along with an interview. No GRE or GMAT is needed. Of course, we need your IELTS of 6.5, no subscore below 6.0. However, we also accept Duolingo, TOEFL IBT, and some other tests as well. We offer accommodation on campus. We have 14 halls of residence, including cater and non-cater halls, and that is across the city. And these are some of the examples of the halls, and you can see the map of the halls. It is only from 2 minutes to 20 minutes walk to your classroom. So it's very easy to reach out to your campus, to commute to your classroom every day if you live in one of our halls in the city center. And for international student support, we have our Manaaki Scholarship team with 5 staff members who will look after you from the moment you receive the scholarship throughout your studies until you return home. We have pre-start program to help you settle and prepare for your academic journey at the university, but we also have the guidance on maintaining progress, social events. Our Manaaki team or Manaaki scholars, they hang out a lot and they go out on the hikes. They go to hikes everywhere from the north to the south. They hang out together on the weekends in classroom after classrooms. And we have also even airport pickup for you if you registered on time. And other supports, we have counseling and student health billing, also with learning support, advisors, accommodation, prayer rooms if you are Muslim, and we also have inclusion support services as well. Here are some of our employers that the graduates are working at. And you can see some of the big names right there. Big Four, Apple, Amazon, and then Weta Workshop is very important, as I mentioned before. And with that, I would like to conclude my presentation. I really hope to see you in Wellington, the capital city of New Zealand. And remember, I would like to conclude my presentation with one-liner. If there's anything to talk about the university, I would like to say that we are the hub of training prime ministers. We have 4 prime ministers graduated from the university. That is the highest number that any universities in New Zealand can produce. And that is why you should choose Wellington. And this is Wellington on a good day. So thank you very much for listening. And now I'm going to pass it on over to Hearts and Mind team. And then, of course, my colleague Yao from Lincoln will also take the floor as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dean. The University of Wellington, Victoria University of Wellington is well presented by you today. I would like to summarize the information just briefly in Thai, if that's all right with you, Dean. มหาวิทยาลัยนี้นะคะชื่อเต็มคือ Victoria University of Wellington นะคะตั้งอยู่ที่เมืองหลวงของนิวซีแลนด์นะคะเมืองหลวงของเขาเนี่ยมีขนาดใหญ่เป็นอันดับ3ของประเทศนะคะรองจากโอ๊กแลนด์ไครสต์เชิร์ชนะคะแล้วก็เป็นเวลลิงตันประชากรประมาณ400,000กว่าคนนะคะแล้วก็เคยได้ชื่อก็ยังเป็นอยู่นะคะเป็น Little Coolest Capital in the world นะคะคือเป็นเมืองหลวงที่เรียกว่าชิคที่สุดกิ๊บเก๋ที่สุดนะคะใครได้ไปก็ชอบกันทุกคนแล้วที่คุณดินก็พูดว่าเป็นyou cannot beat Wellington on a good day นี่เป็นความจริงมากนะคะเพราะว่าหลายวันตอนปีเนี่ยฝนจะตกเยอะนะคะแต่วันที่ฝนไม่ตกจะสวยมากๆนะคะที่วอลลิงตันแล้วก็อ่ามหาวิทยาลัยมีประชากรมีนักเรียนทั้งหมดนะคะ22,000 คนแล้วก็ในจำนวนนี้เป็นนักเรียนต่างชาติ3,000 คนนะคะแล้วก็แรงกิ้งดีมากมายนะคะเขามีท็อป100 subject ในโลกด้วยไม่ว่าจะเป็นทางด้านกฎหมายเอ่อ English and Literature นะคะ Linguistics Classical Studies นะคะแล้วก็อีกหลายๆสาขานะคะแล้วก็สาขาวิชาที่เด่นๆที่สอนอยู่ที่วิกตอเรียก็จะมีอย่างเช่นสถาปัตย์นะคะ Business เขาเป็น Triple Crowns นะคะก็คือหลักสูตรเป็นที่ยอมรับใน3 โลกเลยว่าอย่างนั้นนะคะแล้วก็หลักสูตรดีไซน์หลักสูตร Education นะคะมี Engineering ที่เกี่ยวเนื่องกับ AI นะคะ Computer Science แล้วก็ Software Development แล้วก็โดยเฉพาะสาขาที่เป็นอยู่ under มานากิก็คือ Renewable Engineering นะคะนอกจากนั้นก็ยังมีเรื่องกฎหมายแน่นอนนะคะเขาก็ท็อปคู่กับมหาลัยโอ๊กแลนด์นะคะของนิวซีแลนด์นะคะยังมี Science ยังมี Psychology นะคะ Humanities มีหมดเลยคุณดีนพูดให้ฟังถึง PhD นะคะตัว PhD เนี่ยของวิกตอเรียเราไม่จำเป็นต้องมี advisor ก่อนนะคะเขาจะดู proposal ของเราเป็นหลักนะคะแล้วเขาสามารถช่วยเรา assign ตัวadvisor ให้เราได้นะคะแล้วก็ทางวอลลิงตันเองทางวิกตอเรียเองเนี่ยมีทุนที่ชื่อว่า Wellington Doctoral Scholarship ด้วยนะคะซึ่งนอกจากการcover ค่าเรียนให้แล้วจะมีค่าใช้จ่ายของค่าครองชีพให้อีกปีละ 2,200 เหรียญถ้าเราจะเอาครอบครัวไปด้วยนะคะในส่วนของมานากิเองทางมหาวิทยาลัยมีทีมงานนะคะดูแลมานากิสกอลาร์ถึงจำนวน5 คนนะคะดูแลทุกเรื่องตั้งแต่ยังไม่ได้ไปจนถึงไปเรียนนะคะทั้งเรื่องเรียนทั้งเรื่องความเป็นอยู่ดูแลตั้งแต่ต้นจนจบนะคะเพราะฉะนั้นเขาเรียกว่ามีความพร้อมในการรองรับนักเรียนที่ได้ทุนมานากิมากๆเลยนะคะ Okay, now I think we have finished with the Victoria for now. We will move on to the South Islands and Yao over to you. เดี๋ยวเราไปพบกับคุณเหยาจากมหาวิทยาลัยลินคอล์นนะคะที่เมืองไครสต์เชิร์ชทางเกาะใต้ค่ะ Over to you, Yao.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Siriton. Sawadee Krap. My name is Yao. I'm actually based in Malaysia, working for Lincoln University. We're based in Christchurch, and then if you can see our logo, you will see like sheep, a cow there, and some agriculture symbol, because Lincoln University is actually a specialist university. We're specialized in land-based program. Okay, so oops. Let me share my screen again. Hold on.
Dean,
Hold on.
have you stopped sharing? Maybe?
He did. Let me just, I think it's my issue. Hold on a bit.
Okay.
Sorry guys, technical issue from my side. Just hold on a bit.
No worries, Yao. Take your time.
Yes. While we are waiting, if you guys have any questions, feel free to write in chat. Later on after the session, we can address them. We worried that after we finish the presentation, you might forget the question, so it's better for you to write them down.
ถ้า ในระหว่างรอคุณเจ๋าจัดการเรื่องสไลด์นะคะถ้าใครมีคำถามสามารถพิมพ์ไว้ในแชทได้เลยนะคะแล้วก็จะพิมพ์เป็นภาษาไทยก็ได้ค่ะเดี๋ยวพี่อ่านคำถามให้นะคะหรือจะพิมพ์เป็นภาษาอังกฤษเลยก็ได้เพราะว่าทั้งคุณเจ๋าและคุณดีนสามารถที่จะตอบคำถามได้เลยนะคะ
Thank you, Sriton. So just to introduce my director as well, Annie. She's time to time will visit Thailand as well. We both together actually oversees the recruitment in Asia, or actually she covers entire international recruitment. But I'm closer, so most of the time, Hearts and Minds will invite me for events to actually meet you all physically or even virtually as well. So I'm very accessible in that sense. So Lincoln University, as I mentioned, we're based in Christchurch. So Christchurch, as Dean mentioned, we're the second largest city. We are also one of the newer city in New Zealand and also very fast growing. So meaning there's a lot of opportunities and businesses or even like international students are looking into studying at Christchurch as well because of the diversity and for fast growing nature. So Lincoln University, we're the #1 land-based university in New Zealand. So our focus is on agriculture, environment, and also food science related programs. But we do offer other programs as well. For example, business related, we offer agribusiness, agriculture, and crossover to business program, where you can actually learn about how to manage supply chain for agriculture, which is very useful, especially for Thailand. So in terms of our ranking, we're top 1% for agriculture and forestry program for our specialization. And we also want to touch on the post-study visa if you are self-funded. Just to share with you, a Manaaki scholar, if you get a scholarship from the New Zealand government, you would not be able to entitle for this benefit because you're supposed to return to your home country and to hope that you can help your government or help your economy. So this one is meant for students that pay themselves to study at New Zealand, regardless whether you pay for master program or PhD. So if let's say you're not selected for Manaaki, you will still have an option to stay back and earn a living there in New Zealand while you're working there full time. So the overall New Zealand concept, we're actually very safe, a very affordable English-speaking country for you to study in. And of course, in New Zealand also, everywhere you go is a very friendly nature. So when you're there, you'll be able to see your own ethnicity there, Asian people there, and also a lot of different countries, nationality there, or citizens that are there as well. This is very important, especially when you're in a foreign country and you are not really familiar, but because everyone is from different parts of the world, they kind of like blend with each other as well. So that's very important. And for Lincoln University, we actually have a lot of modern labs and farms. So because we're agriculture and environmental focused, these are all the facilities that we need to have to support our students. So for example, for farms, we actually have 8 farms for our students to do research on. And it's not just for our agriculture and environmental students. Our business students will also use the facility so that they can learn and also understand about the nature of agriculture and environment. So all these industries are all interconnected. So it's very useful for people to go down to the farms and go down to the labs and learn about all this, right? Then our research center as well, our specialty is in these areas. We have global researchers that are working closely with us. We have the global connection. We also have like connection over to like China as well, some of the best agriculture school. So these are things that you'll be able to benefit from if you study at New Zealand because we have that global access. So the programs that we offer, regardless whether it's a bachelor, master's, or PhD, these are all globally relevant. So meaning you can use this wherever you go. So let's say you've already worked in Thailand and maybe down the road you are planning to work elsewhere, your degree or even your master's or PhD is transferable to other countries as well. And all of our programs is also industry connected. So when you actually study, you'll be able to interact, to engage. Some of the programs, they might even have placements or internship with these companies so they can get experience directly from them. This is very important, especially you'll be studying overseas, and if you're connected with industry, it's easier for you to return to your company or even to look for jobs that is related on a like same level of trend, this kind of situation. So a little bit of Lincoln University's background. We are actually ranked 407 on QS ranking right now. QS ranking, there's a category called Small University Ranking. We're ranked 15 right now. So small university doesn't mean that we do not have enough. We basically are specialized. So that's why we're a specialist university. And these are basically for students to kind of like understand a small university because we're specialized. The facilities are meant for all these specialized programs so that you get the most out of it when you study with us for these specialization program. In terms of agriculture and forestry, we rank in the top 100. Leisure and hospitality as well is also within the top 100. And in terms of the life sciences program, for example, environment and other programs, we do have other rankings that we are recognized as. So in terms of our student population right now, as Dean mentioned, his is around 22,000. Ours is just 5,000 students. So the ratio between the lecturer and the students is actually quite good, meaning you'll be able to actually speak to the lecturer much more frequently, to meet them much more frequently because of our student to staff ratio. So this is going to be helpful, especially if you are from a foreign country and you want to understand more about our culture, about the school designs in terms of the lectures and studies, then this would have a very good connection between you and the faculty staff. So how our campus looks like. So we do have a main campus where we host most of our programs on. So for example, this science faculty, we are very sustainable in the sense that even our electricity are solar powered, and we do have a lot of research labs embedded into this facility. So this campus, you will mainly be equipped with the agriculture and life sciences labs. And of course, in terms of farms, it's just a car ride away or a bus ride away where we will be able to arrange those kind of transport if you're doing those kind of research on the farms. So this is just a historical building where our Vice Chancellor is based, and also our alumni office is based as well. So you'll be able to visit also, no problem, and also use the facility if you have any cultural events that you want to host in our university campus. So this is where our international office base. So normally you'll be greeted here as well. So my director Annie will also be based here if she's not traveling, to greet you, and also you'll be able to meet our lovely team that can support you as well. So let's say down the road you visit New Zealand, you visit our Christchurch and visit our university, we'll be able to bring you around, to show you around on the campus tour. But most of the students will use this facility to do events as well, to do gatherings. So you can also utilize this space. So just a bird's eye view of on Google Maps where our university, or how our university compound looks like. So you would see the three main buildings that I've showed you. It's around the top right corner, and you would see the bottom right corner. These are all the accommodations that we have. So it's just walking distance. So if you're on a Manaaki scholarship, you can choose to stay with our accommodation. It's going to be paid for as well from Manaaki. And then you can just walk over to the campus for your classes and everything. And we do have a big field for rugby, cricket, and also other sports as well from the Lincoln Sport Facility. Just to share with you, I've done my own research as well. Of course, I also love Thai food. So in Christchurch City, there's actually up to 20 restaurants, Thai restaurants. So you won't need to worry if, let's say, you couldn't find rice or you couldn't find noodle. You can actually go to your Thai restaurants in Christchurch to enjoy those food. But then again, if you want to cook yourself, at the accommodation, we do have our own facilities that you can buy your own groceries and cook yourself as well. So if you can see on the map right now, bottom left corner, that's where Lincoln is. So it's just 20 minutes car ride. If you're taking a bus, it's around like half an hour. So let's say you're studying during the weekdays, weekend, if you want to maybe just shop around in the city, then you can just take a bus over to Christchurch City and to enjoy the facilities or amenities there. All right. So it's very diverse. A lot of families, they spend their time in Christchurch City also. But then again, it depends on you. You can also stay in Christchurch and travel over to Lincoln if you want to. That's how my director Annie actually does that. Yeah. This is actually a very useful context. So I'm comparing between all the English-speaking country. and then how is their tuition fee looks like for self-paying. This is also very useful if you're on the Manaaki scholarship, but you're planning to bring your family, then you need to understand how much it costs for cost of living. So in terms of New Zealand, we're still quite affordable, because if you bring a spouse, if you bring a partner, they can work full-time and they can earn the living costs and cover some living cost expenses, right? And this is very useful if you're also bringing along maybe your child, then they can get free education in primary or secondary school, and the cost of living that your spouse can earn can cover for maybe the family as well, right? So this is things that you should consider if, let's say, you're spending like 1.5 years in New Zealand, right? So this is an opportunity for you to bring your family as well. But other countries, they might not have this sort of like favorable system at the moment because of politics or policy. So New Zealand is still much more friendlier in this context, okay? So you can see overall, highlighted in green, is still much more cheaper compared to other countries. So this is just a few pictures around Christchurch, but then again, if you can see, it's very vibrant, a lot of things that you can do. If you're a single student, you're going there yourself, you can enjoy a lot of amenities. If you're bringing your family as well, there's also a lot of things to do. So just to give you a little bit of context, very close by to the beaches. So my director always like to bring her dogs to the beach to just run around and roam around. So very nice weather to enjoy, especially if you go during summer, which is February. During winter, then you feel a bit chilly, so you need to wear a bit more clothes. You can maybe get some Uniqlo from Thailand first before you go over to New Zealand during winter. So these are just more pictures around Christchurch. Outdoor activities, snow you can witness if you're going up down to the South Island area, but to the hilly area, you'll be able to witness snow during winter. And it's very diverse culture as well. So different festivities or different religion they will celebrate, and to actually host like a festivity within the city. So these are just to embrace the diversity of New Zealand culture. So it's very, very friendly sort of context. And food and eateries, just to give you some context, of course, if you're eating international cuisines, it's slightly higher in price, but the portion is quite big. So when I was there, I ordered fried rice, Thai fried rice. I can actually split into 2 portions. So I can have it for lunch, and then I take away for the other half of the portion and have it for dinner. So in that sense, you can actually save a little bit more if you're being smart with your portion. Just to give you some context about application process, but Hearts and Minds can help you and guide you through. But when you submit an application with us or through Hearts and Minds, we will process the offer letter, and then later on you need to accept your offer on your account from your online portal, and there will be an enrollment process that you need to complete. This is actually helping you to secure your seat at the university, because we wouldn't want you, by the time you reach the university, you wouldn't be able to join the class because it's full. So do take note of this, but Hearts and Minds will be able to guide you through this process. All right. I want to share a little bit of the context of New Zealand in terms of our primary export market, which is agriculture. So because of New Zealand sort of like development, where we're situated and how we were built, agriculture is one of the primary market. So we export our raw materials, our food and all overseas, worldwide. And this is actually our expertise. And because Lincoln University is also specialized in this, we do have a lot of connection between all these businesses. So regardless whether you're studying agri science or even like food science, environment, business, for example, supply chain, you would be integrated into this system. So people who might ask, if I study this, is it transferable? So I'm telling you in a context that since you're working in a primary export market of New Zealand, meaning you're already specialized in this industry, whatever skill you learn in this industry is definitely transferable to any other industry. You just need to be more aware what the other industry is doing, and you can apply all this skill set. So this is how we help our students to navigate what they have learned and also how to transition into their job and career, right? So this is very important. So the three main faculties that we have is going to be agribusiness, the number one faculty. So we do have the agribusiness and marketing supply chain programs that you can learn. You also learn about value chain, trade, how to actually trade on a ethical way in terms of policy making for different countries. So these are things within the agribusiness space. Of course, we do have the agriculture and life sciences program. You learn about agriculture science, bioprotection, pest management, and also like food and wine making as well, if you're interested. So this is also the third faculty, the environment and society design faculty, where they focus on environmental subjects, environmental science. We do have also tourism program and also landscape architecture. So this is just an overview about the programs that we offer in master level. The one that is highlighted is actually the Manaaki focus subjects. So later on, I will share this slide over to Hearts and Minds. They can email you directly. If not, you can tune in again to this recording and you can have a screenshot on what programs that we offer under the Manaaki Scholarship. So if you're looking at business, they do have a subject under finance or fintech, if not mistaken. So these are things that you can actually look into. And then of course, we do have the agriculture business, agriculture focus. So you can take this program as well. And not to mention food science is also under the food innovation program and environmental policy. Of course, you can also look at Victoria for their policy studies and environmental policy programs. But for agriculture related, you can survey us as an option. So this is the Research Master. So Research Master would include thesis, where you'll be able to do your PhD later on if you wish to. And these are 1 year is going to be coursework in your classroom. And the second year, you will be focusing on the thesis, where you complete with your supervisor. So these are available if you're taking on a research sort of like career. So for example, if you're taking water resource management to cover, oh, that's a typo. So for you to actually manage maybe flooding issues recently, sad case, but then again, in Southeast Asia, we do have this issue about flooding, water resource management in terms of the cleanliness of the water as well. So I think this is going to be very important, especially developing in Southeast Asia. Then about sustainability, very important. So Master of Science in Conservation or Environmental Science, these are things that you can further research as well together with us at New Zealand. So for entry requirement, if you can see, it's basically B grade average. So in terms of CGPA, you need to have at least 3.0 out of 4. So that is also the same for Victoria Wellington as well. Okay. And then of course, we also need you to have IELTS. So in terms of English, we do accept Duolingo and other professional English tests. For IELTS, if let's say one of your band doesn't meet the requirement, we can actually consider if one of the other bands is actually at 7.0. So this is going to be case by case, but Hearts and Minds and the university will help you to access. So we do accept one skill retake as well. So you don't have to do the entire English test again if you're taking IELTS option. Okay. So this is some questions that was prepared for us to address. So I just wanted to go through a little bit as well. And if let's say you're talking about the Manaaki Scholarship, you'll be able to access it on the Manaaki website and to see what programs or what areas is being focused. But as I mentioned later on, you can just take a screenshot from here to identify which program fits you the best. You can speak to us directly as well so that we can sort it out for you also. Second question will be the entry requirement. So as I mentioned, it's going to be 3.0 CGPA out of 4. This is only for some university. Some other university might have a little bit higher requirements, so you need to check with them. But I think for Manaaki, as long as you pass their survey at the beginning and go through the interview, then shouldn't be an issue. You just need to place your first choice and second choice appropriately. So if you didn't meet the requirement for 3.0 CGPA, we do have postgraduate diploma or postgraduate certificate for you to join. But this one, we will also need to look at your CGPA, whether you need to do certificate, which is 6 months, or diploma, which is 1 year. So that one we can do an assessment to check for you. So the third question, what support service that Manaaki scholars would have? So just now Dean mentioned about how the Manaaki team will help you through the process and throughout your studies. It's going to be the same for each of the university in New Zealand because they do have their own designated Manaaki team to help you, like for example, accommodation, your arrival pickup, through your studies if you need any academic support. So they are there to support you through the journey. And just now, Dean also mentioned about gatherings between the Manaaki scholars and all. They do a lot of trips, especially during the semester break, where they visit South Island. So they will drop to Christchurch and then to visit around, maybe go to Queenstown, whatnot. So they have a very, very engaging support system. So don't have to worry. You'll be taken care of when you're there as a Manaaki scholar. So for the fourth one, is going to be whether you can actually submit few applications. So for Manaaki application, you're only able to list 2 choices. So whichever you place the first, you're likely to like get a support to go to that first university. So when you already decided which program you want to go for, please prioritize your choice, and the Manaaki team would directly liaise with the university for your offer letter. If not, you might miss the deadline, you might miss your application. So do sort of like make your decision when you submit your application for Manaaki, okay? So please put Lincoln University as your first choice. So the fifth question is going to be the practical experience. So I think during our 2 to 3 weeks back engagement in Bangkok with Hearts and Minds, there are some questions about internship, research opportunity. So the programs that we offer is integrated with these sort of like opportunities. So research, internship, practicals. So as long as you study with us, then you'll be able to have all this experience. I can't speak for all the other New Zealand university, but they would have their own sort of way to connect you with the local companies or local labs for you to actually get your experience as well. Because the whole entire motive of Manaaki Scholarship is basically how you use your experience and knowledge from New Zealand and hopefully to bring it back over to your company or to your country to develop. And the last one I wanted to address as well, if you have a different background in your bachelor, we can try to see what you're doing in your career right now and to look at which program you're applying for. If there's some relevance, then the university might be able to offer you an offer letter, but that is not guaranteed. So the university will access first, and then later on, they will tell you whether you can get the program entry or not. If you didn't meet the requirement, then they will ask you to go through a postgraduate diploma or a postgraduate certificate. Okay, so if you want to make it, if you want to engage with us or if you have further questions on this, you can ask us later. If not, you can also have a one-on-one Zoom session we can schedule with Hearts and Minds, then we can meet up later on. This is actually a short video about one of our Manaaki scholar. It's posted on the Manaaki New Zealand website. So I wanted to share this so they can have an overview of how is the life of a Manaaki scholar. Let me share my audio first.
Hi, Yao. I think we have no sound.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Oh,
I thought it was mine.
oh, I see. Then in that sense, maybe later on I'll just share the link to this video directly that you guys can actually hear. It's a very inspiring video. So just to give you a summary, Che, she's actually from Philippines. Yeah, from Philippines, and she basically doing a postgraduate diploma, which is also covered by Manaaki, 1-year program, but she's doing the program for environmental management. Her background is under the underwater conservation and whatnot. So had very good experience. If you can see these two ladies, these two ladies is actually from the Manaaki team. So what she said, she mentioned that this is basically her two best friends in New Zealand, because two of them was the first two person that meet her in Christchurch or in university, and she got support from Rebecca and Mandy throughout her studies. So she's just saying that for her experience in New Zealand, it's very fruitful because she can see how the people connected to the environment, to the conservation, to the sustainability, where she value a lot, so that she can bring it back to Philippines and to develop also. Okay, so later on, I'll show you this video through a link. So as I mentioned, we do have this postgraduate certificate program. If let's say you didn't meet the requirements for master directly, diploma as well. And as this Dean mentioned also for the PhD, for us, Lincoln, we can try to help you to engage with the supervisor, but we need to have these documents ready first so that we can understand what was your background and we can identify which supervisor might be suitable for you. So it's not going to be instant. It will take some time. I would advise you to apply early so that we can have sort of like understanding when you're planning to join, and you can put in your notice to the company that you're currently working for so that you can identify the opportunities here. So later on, you can take a screenshot of what documents you need to prepare, and we can advise you accordingly later. So this is just an overview what you'll be doing. If let's say you're doing a master's program, is level 9. This is postgraduate post-study work visa. So you'll be able to get 3 years if you do a master program, or even a PhD, you can also get a 3 years post-study work visa. So accommodation also is just walking distance, as I mentioned. We do have accommodations for family settings also. So if you're bringing your spouse, you're bringing your kids, then we can accommodate them together. So this is just an overview how much you'll be going to spend for a 1 year like accommodation. So 3 meals included, so meaning you don't have to buy food. So 20,000 per year, which is what I shared earlier. So that's about it. Generally, we do have like past Thai students that graduate from us. So for example, we have Subija, she actually completed her landscape architecture PhD, currently working in Sipakon University as a lecturer. And also we do have like Jutamash. Jan actually did like a tourism marketing program, and she's very sort of like engaged in the sustainability projects within Thailand. So sorry. So in gastronomy is basically learning about different tastes, different sort of flavors from food and all. So that is actually very strong in Thailand. And because what she's completed in New Zealand with her tourism marketing, she's able to like contribute into this gastronomy network. So I think she got a lot of benefit studying at New Zealand. And we also do have Bun Rasa from this Master Global Management Marketing Program. He's currently working for Khao newspaper as a social media engagement manager. Yeah, so these are things that our graduates are doing right now. I think wherever you go, you'll be able to apply your skill set where you learn from Lincoln, and it's a global skill set. So you're going to be doing well. So we do have campus tour videos on our website. So later on, you can check it out as well. But yeah, this is from me. I'm happy to take any questions later on, but I'll pass it back to Siriton. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yao. That's a very good presentation of Lincoln University. Thank you. I'll summarize it in Thai briefly ก็คุณเหยาจากลินคอล์นนะคะให้ข้อมูลของมหาวิทยาลัยลินคอล์นซึ่งตั้งอยู่ที่เมืองไครสต์เชิร์ชนะคะทางเกาะใต้เมืองนี้เป็นศูนย์กลางของเกาะใต้เลยนะคะแล้วก็เป็นมหาลัยขนาดเล็กนะคะแล้วก็อยู่ในอันดับ15ของโลกนะคะของมหาลัยที่เป็นขนาดเล็กนะคะแล้วก็มีวิชาที่อยู่ในท็อป100โดยเฉพาะในส่วนของ agriculture แล้วก็ forest นะคะหรือวิชาป่าไม้นะคะแล้วก็ยังในส่วนของ leisure แล้วก็ hospitality ด้วยนะคะมหาวิทยาลัยขนาดเล็กที่บอกเนี่ยมีประชากรนักศึกษาอยู่ที่ 5,000 คนนะคะแต่ ratio กับ staff หรือคุณครูสอนเนี่ยค่อนข้างเยอะค่ะมีอยู่ที่600คนนะคะแล้วก็Christchurch เนี่ยก็เป็นเมืองใหญ่อันดับ2ของนิวซีแลนด์นะคะตัวมหาวิทยาลัยลิงคอล์นอยู่ห่างจากตัวเมืองไปประมาณสัก20นาทีถ้าเราขับรถนะคะนั่งรถเมล์ประมาณครึ่งชั่วโมงถึง40นาทีเข้าเมืองเพราะฉะนั้นทุกวันจริงๆมันจะมีรถเมล์ที่เราสามารถนั่งจากลิงคอล์นเข้าเมืองมาได้นะคะคุณเหยาไปทำการบ้านมาให้แล้วว่าใน Christchurch เนี่ยมีร้านอาหารไทยตั้ง20ร้านนะคะถ้าเราคิดถึงร้านอาหารไทยก็ไม่ลำบากเลยนะคะภาควิชาที่เปิดสอนที่มหาลัยนี้ก็จะมี agriculture business
Kia
agribusiness นะคะ
ora.
commerce นะคะมี agriculture แล้วก็ life sciences นะคะมี environmental society แล้วก็ design ซึ่งในอันนี้เราจะมี school of landscape architecture ด้วยซึ่งเป็น standalone วิชานี้นะคะตัว landscape เนี่ยที่ค่อนข้างเด่นที่สุดในนิวซีแลนด์นะคะแล้วก็สำหรับในวิชาที่นักเรียนสามารถเลือกเรียนภายใต้ทุนมานากิได้เนี่ยคุณเหยาก็ได้ไฮไลท์ไว้เป็นสีเขียวแล้วเดี๋ยวเขาจะแชร์สไลด์นะคะเดี๋ยวเราแชร์ต่อได้นะคะว่าสาขาวิชามีอะไรบ้างซึ่งก็ค่อนข้างหลากหลายแล้วก็ถ้าเป็นสำหรับนักเรียนไทยที่มองมหาวิทยาลัยนี้ส่วนใหญ่ก็จะเป็นตัว Master of Environmental Policy and Management นะคะตัวนี้จะค่อนข้างโดดเด่นหน่อยแล้วก็เหมือนกับทางที่วิกตอเรียได้พรีเซนต์ไปก็คือว่าจะมีทีมนะคะประจำมหาวิทยาลัยทีมงานที่ดูแลมานากิสกอล่าหมายความว่าคนที่ได้ทุนไปนะคะจะได้รับการดูแลตั้งแต่ต้นยันเรียนจบเลยนะคะ Okay, I think I might go through my presentation just briefly to tell them more about Manaaki details, and probably it will take maybe 5 to 7 minutes, and then we'll go to Q&A. Okay. เดี๋ยวพี่จะขออนุญาตแชร์สไลด์นิดนึงนะคะแล้วก็จะขออนุญาตให้ข้อมูลมานากิกับพวกเรานะคะแล้วก็จะสั้นๆก่อนที่เราจะไปถึงช่วงของการตั้งคำถามนะคะไม่ทราบเห็นจอไหมเอ่ยเห็นเนาะโอเคพี่ไปต่อเนาะโอเคนะคะก็มานากิพูดไปคร่าวๆแล้วนะคะว่าเป็นทุนเต็มจำนวนจากรัฐบาลนิวซีแลนด์เปิดรับสมัครแค่ปีละครั้งนะคะซึ่งปี2026เนี่ยเลื่อนการเปิดจากกุมภาเป็นมีนานะคะคือ1ถึง31นะคะแต่ก็อยากแนะนำให้สมัครก่อนนะคะเพราะว่าถ้าทุนเต็มเขาก็จะปิดก่อนด้วยนะคะปิดก่อนกำหนดรับสมัครทุนนี้ cover อะไรบ้างค่าเราเรียนทั้งหมดนะคะเบี้ยเลี้ยงรายเดือนซึ่งจะ cover ค่าที่พักและค่ากินอยู่ของเรานะคะมีเงินตั้งต้นให้สำหรับช่วงต่อไปตอนแรกประกันสุขภาพแน่นอนค่าเรียนพิเศษถ้าเราจำเป็นจะต้องใช้ติวเตอร์ช่วยนะคะค่าตั๋วเครื่องบินไปกลับค่าตรวจสุขภาพนะคะค่าสอบภาษาอังกฤษนะคะเงินช่วยเหลือหลังเรียนจบก็มีด้วยนะคะพี่อยากแนะนำให้ทุกคนที่สนใจทุนนี้นะคะเข้าไปดูข้อมูลทุนในหน้าเว็บทุนอย่างเป็นทางการของรัฐบาลนะคะแล้วก็เข้าไปเราจะเห็นว่าขั้นต้นที่เราต้องทำคือเราต้องดูว่าเรามีคุณสมบัติครบถ้วนไหมด้วยการตรวจสอบผ่านเทสที่ชื่อ Online Eligibility Test นะคะเทสตัวนี้จะค่อนข้างสำคัญเพราะว่ามันจะมาดูค่ะว่าเรามีคุณสมบัติครบไหมนะคะอย่างเช่นอายุต้องไม่เกิน40นะคะประสบการณ์ทำงาน full time 1 ปีขึ้นไปหรือ part time 2 ปีแล้วก็เกี่ยวข้องกับสายที่เราจะไปเรียนนะคะต้องแสดงให้เห็นว่าเราจะกลับมาพัฒนาประเทศทางสังคมและเศรษฐกิจนะคะแล้วก็ต้องอยู่เมืองไทยมา เป็นเวลา2 ปีก่อนการสมัครนะคะแล้วคนที่ได้รับทุนมาแล้วยังต้องอยู่ในช่วง2 ปีที่กลับมาใช้ทุนนะคะเพราะฉะนั้นจะไม่สามารถสมัครทุนใหม่ได้นะคะที่สำคัญคือมีคุณสมบัติของเรื่องภาษาอังกฤษนะคะที่ต้องสอบเทียบเท่าให้ได้คือ IELTS 6.5 แต่ละแบนด์ไม่ต่ำกว่า 6.0 แล้วก็รับเทสอื่นๆด้วยรวมทั้ง Duolingo ที่มหาวิทยาลัย6 แห่งของนิวซีแลนด์เนี่ยรับ Duolingo มีแค่2 แห่งที่ไม่รับคือ AUT กับ Auckland University นะคะในสาขาวิชาเนี่ยทั้งคุณดีนเองคุณเหยาเองได้แตะมาพอสมควรนะคะก็จะมีในส่วนของหลักๆจะเป็น climate change and the environment นะคะ disaster management food security and agriculture renewable energy แล้วก็ governance นะคะเราจะเห็นลิสต์เหล่านี้อยู่ภายใต้5 สาขาหลักที่พูดมาข้างต้นนะคะซึ่งก็ถ้าในหมวดนี้เนี่ยเราจะเห็นตัว climate change science and policy อันเนี้ยนักเรียนไทยก็สนใจเยอะนะคะ environmental policy and planning นะคะก็เป็นที่สนใจนะคะแล้วก็ตัว disaster management เองเนี่ยเราก็มีนักเรียนที่ไปเรียน risk management หรือว่า disaster management เลยนะคะแล้วก็ civil and construction engineering ก็เป็นที่สนใจนะคะในส่วนของ food security and agriculture เนี่ยเรามีนักเรียนที่จะไปเรียน PhD Food Technology ปีหน้านะคะมี Agribusiness นะคะที่อยู่ในความสนใจโดยเฉพาะตัว Supply Chain Management ตัวนี้ก็อยู่ในความสนใจของกลุ่มนักเรียนไทยที่ไปนะคะ Renewable Energy เรามี Master of Energy ที่เด็กจะไปปีหน้านะคะแล้วก็อีกหลายๆสาขาที่อยู่ under อันนี้น่าจะเป็นตัวGood Governance ที่เด็กสนใจเยอะที่สุดนะคะอันนี้จะรวมถึง Public Policy นะคะจะรวมถึง International Law จะรวมถึง Peace and Conflict Studies ที่มีนักเรียนไทยได้ทุนในสาขาวิชาเหล่านี้ค่ะนะคะแล้วก็ไปเรียนได้ทั้งมหาวิทยาลัยทั้งหมดของนิวซีแลนด์ซึ่งมีอยู่8 แห่งนะคะรวมทั้ง Lincoln University และรวมทั้ง Victoria University of Wellington ด้วยนะคะอันนี้เป็นมหาลัยทั้งหมดที่นิวซีแลนด์มีและเป็นมหาลัยของรัฐนะคะนอกจากนั้นก็มี Polytech 3 แห่งด้วยนะคะวิธีการสมัครทุนเนี่ยอย่างที่บอกนะคะเปิดวันที่1 มีนาไปจนถึง31 มีนาเราสามารถเข้าไปเริ่มต้นจากการทำ Online Eligibility Test ได้ก่อนนะคะแล้วก็เขาจะดูอะไรสำหรับผู้สมัครก็ดูว่ามีศักยภาพทางวิชาการสูงมีความมุ่งมั่นเรื่องการพัฒนาประเทศนะคะเรียนตรงตามหลักสูตรที่ทางทุนกำหนดไว้นะคะแล้วก็อายุไม่เกิน39ผู้หญิงผู้ชายก็สมัครได้เท่าเทียมกันนะคะแน่นอนเขาต้องดูเรื่องผลการเรียนนะคะว่าโดยเฉพาะว่าเรามีเกรด GPA พอที่จะสมัครปอโทไหมปอโทที่นิวซีแลนด์รับ3 ขึ้นไปนะคะมีประสบการณ์ตรงในสาขาที่เลือกเรียนนะคะแล้วก็มีความยืดหยุ่นโดยเฉพาะเรื่องการต้องเผชิญกับปัญหาในการไปอยู่ที่นิวซีแลนด์หรือสิ่งที่เรียกว่า resilience นั่นเองนะคะแล้วก็พอเราผ่านรอบแรกของการสมัครไปแล้วมีการเขียนเอเซแล้วก็ทำบททดสอบทางจิตวิทยาเนี่ยก็จะมีการสัมภาษณ์เนี่ยใช้เวลา 30-40 นาทีเป็นสัมภาษณ์ออนไลน์มีกรรมการทุน2 คนสัมภาษณ์เรานะคะเราเตรียมตัวได้ระดับหนึ่งเลยแต่ว่าหลายคำถามก็จะเป็นคำถามที่เขาจำลองสถานการณ์ขึ้นมานะคะเราต้องตอบได้เรื่องสาขาที่เราจะไปเรียนเชื่อมโยงให้ได้ว่าเราจะกลับมาทำอะไรในสายที่เราไปเรียนมานะคะและจะนำไปสู่การพัฒนาประเทศไทยได้อย่างไรนะคะแล้วก็คำถามเกี่ยวกับเรื่องการรับมือความท้าทายในนิวซีแลนด์โดยเฉพาะเรื่อง resilience นะคะว่ามันมีปัญหาอะไรที่เราเคยเจอแล้วเราเทคชั่นกับมันยังไงแล้วผลลัพธ์ออกมาเป็นยังไงตรงนี้เราก็จะต้องแสดงให้เขาเห็นว่าเราทำได้นะคะพอเราผ่านทั้งตัวข้อเขียนแล้วนะคะก็คือการเขียนเอเซพอเราผ่านทั้งตัวบททดสอบทางจิตวิทยาแล้วและเราผ่านสัมภาษณ์แล้วเราจะได้เป็น prefer candidates นะคะสิ่งที่ prefer candidate จะต้องทำก็คือสมัครเรียนซึ่งตัวสมัครเรียนหลายๆมหาวิทยาลัยรวมทั้ง2 U นี้ก็บอกแล้วนะคะว่าตั้งแต่สมัครทุนสามารถสมัครเรียนได้ใน2 ช้อยที่เราเลือกนะคะพอเราได้ใบตอบรับเข้าเรียนจากมหาวิทยาลัยทางทุนจะออกเป็นจดหมายที่เรียกว่า scholarship letter of offer ให้นะคะเราก็เอามาเตรียมเรื่องทำวีซ่ากันทางพี่กับพี่ศิลป์จะเป็นคนทำวีซ่าให้นะคะแล้วก่อนเดินทางก็สถานทูตนิวซีแลนด์จะเป็นคนปฐมนิเทศให้นะคะไทม์ไลน์คร่าวๆนะคะก็คือ1-31 มีนาสมัครนะคะปีหน้าเมษานะคะจะประกาศผลรอบแรกก็แล้วจะได้บททดสอบทางจิตวิทยามา ส่งให้ช่วงสงกรานต์โดยประมาณนะคะพอมิถุนาเนี่ยก็จะผ่านว่าจะประกาศผลว่าใครผ่านบททดสอบทางจิตวิทยาบ้างแล้วก็จะนัดวันเวลาเรื่องสัมภาษณ์การสัมภาษณ์จะเกิดขึ้นในช่วงปลายเดือนกรกฎาคมถึงต้นสิงหานะคะแล้วก็จะประกาศผลสัมภาษณ์ตอนกันยาโดยประมาณนะคะกันยาเนี่ยพอเราได้เป็น preferred candidate เราก็สมัครเรียนกันยาถึงตุลาก็ได้ offer นะคะตุลาถึงพฤศจิกาได้จดหมายทุนพฤศจิกาถึงธันวาทำวีซ่าสมัครหอตั๋วเครื่องบินต่างๆธันวาปฐมนิเทศมกราคมกุมภาปีถัดไปก็จะไปเรียนที่นิวซีแลนด์อันนี้เป็นตัววิชาที่สาขาที่นักเรียนได้ทุนนะคะไปเรียนสำหรับปีหน้าพี่ได้ย้ำในตัวสาขาห้าสาขาหลักแล้วนะคะว่าอะไรกันบ้างและไปอยู่ไหนกันบ้างนะคะในภาพรวมโอเค I think that's all แล้วก็ของพี่ซีนเราก็ให้ข้อมูลเรื่องทุนนะคะช่วยเตรียมพร้อมแต่ตอนสมัครเด็กๆนักเรียนต้องสมัครเองนะคะแล้วก็พวกพี่รับรองเอกสารสำหรับสมัครเรียนมหาวิทยาลัยเราสมัครเรียนมหาวิทยาลัยให้ได้เลยตั้งแต่เราตอนสมัครทุนนะคะแต่จะมีบางมหาวิทยาลัยที่ recommend นะคะว่าให้เราได้เป็น preferred candidate ก่อนแล้วเราถึงค่อยสมัครมหาวิทยาลัยนะคะเสร็จแล้วก็จะเป็นเรื่องการทำวีซ่ากันนะคะ Okay, I think that's my one. We can now go on to the question. I think we have a few questions, one or two in the chat box. We can go in here first. For Lincoln, have you seen it, Yao? It's this is
Yes.
about the Master of Environmental Policy and Management.
Yes.
There are two questions in there. The first one is it necessary to have a bachelor's degree specifically in an environmental field?
Yes. So thank you, Siriton. In terms of this program for Master of Environmental Policy and Management, generally we need to have students' background to be relevant. So for students that are not having the similar background, then we're going to assess based on case to case. So let's say you've done, the example was earlier shared was engineering, and then you're currently working maybe on a sustainable related job or even career, then we can look at that example to maybe offer you a seat. So the faculty and the admission will look at your CV, what you're currently doing, compare it with your bachelor, and to see if there's any similarities and relevancy, then we can make an offer to you. You still need to meet the entry requirement of 3.0 CGPA and the IELTS as well. So in this situation, I would advise you to submit an application to the university. It's free of charge while applying for Manaaki as well, so that you can see whether you're able to enter to the university or not, and then wait for the Manaaki to announce whether you're a scholar or not. The second question is going to be on environmental policy and management. What are the core topics? So in terms of this program for environmental, you'll be learning about how to plan around integrating the environmental resources and how policy can protect and also for the welfare of the country or for the community as well. So of course, you'll be learning from a New Zealand context, but we focus on indigenous groups as well. So for example, if you're developing in rural areas, this is going to be very important. So just to give an example from the Malaysia perspective, because I'm based in Malaysia, we have regions in Malaysia that very focus on history, indigenous groups, the resources that they protect within their areas, and we want to have that trust to build with these communities. So if you already studied this environmental policy and management, then you will be able to come up with plans how to actually boost the economy while also protecting their best interests. So I think moving down in the future is going to be very important, especially for Thailand, where there's a lot of tourists coming in, how you can navigate all these tourism policies related to environment and to protect the best interests of the country and also have that economy boost from all these tourists coming in as well. So this is just one example, but within the program itself, there's also other elective subjects you can pick. So just to name a few, you'll be able to learn about environmental management systems, you also able to learn about resource management and planning around law. So let's say a company in Thailand trying to maybe build a business, and they probably want to use certain land space in different parts of Thailand, how you can integrate rules and regulation, or how you can ask them to be more sustainable in a more legal way, in a more sort of like legislation way. So these are things that you'll be able to discuss and provide feedback when the government is speaking onto this topic. So this program, you have flexibility of choosing your own subject. So it's depending on what you're trying to do in your career and how you can utilize the university program to help you. Yeah. So thank you for that question. Oops, Sirita, I think you're muted.
Okay. Thank you very much, Yao. That's the answer is very good and very detailed นะคะ
Mhm.
ในส่วนของคำถามแรกนะคะ นี่เป็นคำถามเกี่ยวกับ environmental policy ตัว master นะคะ master of environmental policy and management ที่ Lincoln นะคะคำถามแรกถามว่าจำเป็นไหมที่จะต้องจบปตรีสาย environmental มาหรือสายสิ่งแวดล้อมมานะคะ จริงๆแล้วอันนี้คุณเจ้าก็ตอบว่าขึ้นอยู่กับการพิจารณาของมหาวิทยาลัยนะคะแต่จบตรงสายมาน่ะได้ประโยชน์อยู่แล้วแต่ว่าเขาก็จะดูเรื่องการทำงานของเราด้วยนะคะว่าประสบการณ์เราเนี่ยเกี่ยวข้องไหมเพราะฉะนั้นสิ่งที่ดีที่สุดที่ควรทำคือเราส่งใบสมัครส่งหลักฐานของเราต่างๆไปให้ทางมหาวิทยาลัยดูนะคะเขาก็จะช่วยเราอย่างมากที่สุดนะคะว่าถ้ามันมีพาร์ทที่เกี่ยวข้องอะไรต่างๆเนี่ยเขาก็จะดูให้นะคะและในส่วนข้อ2ก็ถามลึกลงไปถึงตัว area ที่จะโฟกัสในมาสเตอร์ตัวนี้นะคะซึ่งคุณหยองก็อธิบายค่อนข้างเยอะนะคะว่าโดยภาพรวมแล้วก็จะดูเรื่องการวางแผนนะคะการจัดการตัวทรัพยากรธรรมชาติหรือสิ่งแวดล้อมนะคะโดยเฉพาะในพาร์ทที่มันจะเกี่ยวข้องกับการใช้ประโยชน์ทางธุรกิจนะคะเรามาดูว่าตัว policy ตรงนี้จะทำยังไงให้ benefit กับทางธุรกิจเกิดขึ้นด้วยในขณะที่สิ่งแวดล้อมเราก็ protect ได้ด้วยคือแน่นอนว่าการไปเรียนที่นี่เนี่ยมันเป็น context ของประเทศนิวซีแลนด์แต่คุณหยองก็ยกตัวอย่างของเคสของนักเรียนมานากิจากมาเลเซียนะคะที่เข้าไปแล้วก็โฟกัสเรื่องชนกลุ่มน้อยนะคะที่อยู่รอบๆสิ่งแวดล้อมนั้นที่เป็นอาจจะเป็นสถานที่ท่องเที่ยวซึ่งบริบทเหล่านี้จริงๆใช้กับประเทศไทยอย่างบ้านเราก็ได้นะคะทางใต้ที่มีเกาะสวยๆเยอะเนี่ยนักท่องเที่ยวมากๆเนี่ยเราจะให้ธุรกิจเฟื่องฟูยังไงในขณะที่สิ่งแวดล้อมก็ได้รับการดูแลเป็นอย่างดีด้วยซึ่งตัวหลักสูตรก็จะโฟกัสไปที่เรื่องประวัติศาสตร์ที่ผ่านมาว่ามีการจัดการเรื่องสิ่งแวดล้อมตรงนี้ยังไงนะคะดูในเรื่องของกฎหมายข้อกำหนดต่างๆว่าเอามาบังคับใช้อะไรได้บ้างนะคะในระหว่างการที่เศรษฐกิจแล้วก็ผลประโยชน์ทางธุรกิจก็ยังจะต้องเดินไปต่อเนื่องนะคะแล้วก็พร้อมกันนี้ในวิชาเลือกนักเรียนก็ยังสามารถที่จะเลือกอะไรที่เกี่ยวข้องได้อย่างเช่นเรื่องระบบการจัดการสิ่งแวดล้อมนะคะแล้วก็เรื่องrules and regulation ที่จะนำมาใช้นะคะข้อกำหนดต่างๆของกฎหมายนะคะซึ่งโดยภาพรวมก็คือคนที่เป็นนักศึกษาที่จะไปเรียนเนี่ยมีความยืดหยุ่นคือมีความหลากหลายสามารถเลือกได้ว่าตัวเองอยากจะทำอะไรและเจาะเรื่องอะไรนะคะภายใต้สโคปของตัวสาขาวิชานะคะ so that's it now the question is for you Dean this is for Master of Public Policy do the students need to have any work experience or a directly related academic background for this program? I think you answer in that.
Hi, thank you for the question. Yes. So, good question. The MPP, the Master of Public Policy, requires at least 2 years of professional work experience within the public services like government, non-for-profit groups, and then public sector service providers. So yes, in short, there are 2 year work experience required for the MPP and MPM, the Master of Public Management in the public sector as well. But remember that for Manaaki, they require at least 1 year of work experience as well. So anyway, After you graduate, you might need to work from 1 to 2 years just to meet both the entry requirements, but also Manaaki scholarship requirements.
But if the Manaaki requirement is 1 year and your public policy requirement is 2 years, would the student, if they have only 1 year experience, do you encourage them to apply to your university?
No, we need at least 2 years of work
Okay.
experience. So even if you got Manaaki, but you don't get the offer from the university, you might need to switch to another choice, or your application will be canceled.
Right. And your public management is the same. You need 2 year experience.
Yes, so MPP and MPM are similar in terms of entry requirements.
In that case, do you think you are able to recommend other maybe related subjects that they should apply with the 1 year experience, you think?
That's a good one. I'm not sure about the student background, so I'm not really sure whether
That's
I
okay.
should recommend the program.
It's okay.
But if you are or you have been studying international relations, we have the
Mm,
Master of International Relations, MIR, that don't
mm.
require work experience.
All right. That is a
Yeah,
good one, I think. All right.
yeah.
I will translate that into Thai. Just ก็คำถามนี้นะคะก็ถามถึงว่าถ้าหากว่าอ่าสาขา Master of Public Policy เนี่ยนักเรียนจะเป็นต้องมีประสบการณ์ก่อนหน้าไหมคะประสบการณ์ตรงเนาะเขาเรียกอะไรนะหรือว่ามีแบ็กกราวด์การเรียนที่ตรงสายมาไหมสำหรับการสมัครเรียนนี้นะคะซึ่งคุณดีนก็ตอบมานะคะว่าตัว Master of Public Policy กับ Master of Public Management ทั้งสองตัวเนี่ย ต้องการประสบการณ์การทำงาน2 ปีเต็มนะคะเป็นการทำงานในอาจจะเป็นในภาครัฐหรือภาค NGO ก็ได้นะคะที่เกี่ยวเนื่องแล้วก็แต่ตัวทุนมานากิเองเนี่ยต้องการประสบการณ์การทำงานแค่1 ปีแต่ถ้าแบบนั้นเนี่ยก็เขาก็ไม่ recommend ให้เราสมัครตัว2 สาขานี้แต่อาจจะดูตัว Master of International Relations แทนก็ได้นะคะซึ่งก็ไม่ได้ต้องการประสบการณ์การทำงานที่เกี่ยวข้องมานะคะ Okay, and then I think Yao has addressed the 5 questions that we have prepped for this webinar. And you think you might like to answer some of them? I can read the question for you.
Sure, yes, of course. I
Right.
think I cover some of that in
Yes,
my
you have. You
presentations
have.
as well.
Yes.
So I can have a list of questions here. I can also go by the
Right.
questions as well, so you have to
Okay.
really read them. So the
Thank
first
you.
question that you have or students had before the
Mm.
event was, what subjects or programs are Thai students eligible to study under Manaaki New Zealand scholarships?
Mm.
And I think I showed that list already in my presentation, but I also have the flyer with the list of study options where I can share that with you and you can share with the students as well. So basically, everything in terms of what Manaaki offer, we offer at least one program that meet the study options. The entry requirements, just GPA 3 out of 4. And then if your GPA is a little bit under 3, we have some programs where we can also accept you, but in general, it is 3 out of 4. Some programs like the Master of Global Business or Master Professional Business Analysis, they can get you in with 2.8. So they can be taken if you have a little lower GPA. That is why it comes to the next question. Should you wait for your scholarship result before applying for an admission at the university? The answer is that if you are very confident, you have a really strong GPA of say over 3.3 and above, that is B plus, you can apply after you got the scholarship. However, if you are not quite strong in that forte in your academic performance from your previous study, around 3.0, 3.1, 3.2, I think you also should apply at the same time when you apply for Manaaki scholarships. That gives you a peace of mind where you'll be able to say whether if I got a scholarship, I get at least an offer to study with, and you don't have to wait for an offer after you got the scholarship. Maybe there'll be a push, a rush during that time. So the answer is to apply in parallel with your Manaaki scholarship application if you are not strong in your GPA or a lack of work experience in that department as well. And then the services for Manaaki scholars, I think I also listed them within my presentation with the slides as well. In short, yes, we have a lot of services from the moment you get the Manaaki scholarship. We have pre-departure, we have social events, we have academic advisors, we have the buddy support if you need support with your academic during your time with us. Even we have airport pickup, student well-being, and things like that as well. Last but not least, the opportunities available for scholars when they can gain practical experience, like internship and research project or community engagement. Yes, so we do have internship opportunity for you when you are taking one of the courses. Some of them might be the internship at the embassies, at the consulate, at the NGO companies around the campus. We are very well known in Wellington. We have annual career fairs where we invite all of the employers to come talk to our students to connect them with the students as well. And remember that 96% of our graduate earn a job within 6 months after they graduate or further study as well. So yes, I hope I answered all the questions.
Thank you very much, Dean. That's a very good answer. I'll summarize it just a little bit. ก็ในส่วนของคำถามนะคะที่ตอนแรกที่เราได้ส่งให้ทางคุณทีมเขาลองเตรียมมาเนี่ยในส่วนของสาขาวิชาที่นักศึกษาเรียนได้ภายใต้ทุนมานากิเนี่ยก็เขาก็เดี๋ยวจะมีฟลายเออร์ให้นะคะซึ่งพวกเราส่งต่อให้ได้นะคะแล้วก็อีกคำถามหนึ่งว่าถ้า GPA อ่ะปริม3เนี่ยเราควรจัดยังไงนะคะซึ่งเขาบอกว่าก็น่าจะต้องสมัครในสาขาที่อาจจะรับต่ำกว่า3ลงมาหน่อยอย่างเช่น Master of Global Business นะคะแล้วก็หรือดูตัวอื่นๆที่ไม่ได้specific มาว่าจะต้องเป็น3ขึ้นนะคะแล้วก็ส่วนเรื่องการสมัครเรียนเนี่ยว่าควรจะทำพร้อมหรือทำทีหลังจากหรือว่ารอผลทุนก่อนนะคะเขาบอกว่าจริงๆแล้วถ้าเราค่อนข้างมั่นใจว่าโปรไฟล์เราดีประสบการณ์การทำงานก็ดีหรือว่าเกรด GPA เราก็ดีเนี่ยเราก็ควรจะรอก็ได้รอให้ได้ผลทุนก่อนชัวร์ๆสมัครแป๊บเดียวสมัครมหาลัยแป๊บเดียวก็รู้เรื่องแล้วแต่ถ้าเราไม่ค่อยชัวร์ว่าประสบการณ์การทำงานเราเกี่ยวเนื่องแค่ไหนนะคะ GPA เราอาจจะไม่ strong มากเนี่ยเขาแนะนำให้เราสมัครก่อนเพื่อจะให้มหาลัยพิจารณาเราไปก่อนนะคะแล้วอาจจะใช้เวลาในการที่จะต้องคุยหรือว่าสอบถามหรือส่งเอกสารเพิ่มเติมกันนะคะเพราะฉะนั้นในพาร์ทนี้ก็ประมาณนี้นะคะแล้วก็เรื่อง internship เนี่ยก็ทำได้นะคะสำหรับบางสาขาที่มีนะคะตามหลักสูตรอยู่แล้วส่วนเรื่อง support ที่มหาวิทยาลัยแน่นอนมีทีมนะคะที่เขาบอกเขามีทีม5คนในการดูแล Manaaki Scholars นะคะ Okay, I think do we have more questions? ถ้าน้องๆคนไหนนะคะที่อยู่ในเว็บ i นา r นี้อยากถามคำถามเพิ่มเปิดไมค์ได้นะคะหรือไม่จะพิมพ์มาในแชทก็ได้ I'm just asking whether there is any further questions. Maybe. If I think we have covered a lot today by both of you, Dean and Yao, and I think it's very good session. Alright I think ถ้าอย่างนั้นถ้าไม่มีคำถามนะคะเดี๋ยวพี่จะขอบคุณสถาบันแล้วก็เดี๋ยวเราคงจบเซสชันเว็บ binar ในวันนี้นะคะ Alright I think no further questions from the floor and I would like to thank you very much for today Dean and Yao. You are very good and we have learned a lot about both universities and I'm sure this is very beneficial to our students who are very interested in applying for the Manaaki Scholarship. Thank you so much for today, and hopefully we'll see you sometimes next year when you visit the market here in Thailand.
Yes.
Thank you, Sinthorn. Thank you, Pantip. Thank you, the team, for supporting the universities today. On behalf of the university, I would like to say thank you, but also to welcome all the applications. This year is going to be opening a bit later, so the 1st of March will be the opening date for the applications. So you have a longer runway to prepare. In the meantime, I would really encourage you to look at the websites of all the university, what programs you can study with us, and then also, of course, talk to the team from Hearts and Minds for support as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yao, do you have any final remarks to make, please?
Yeah, so I just wanted to share that Hearts and Minds is actually our official agents in Thailand. So they actually are very experienced in terms of sending students, preparing them over to New Zealand. You can stay tuned on their Facebook page also. They actually have a lot of recordings, past alumni that actually went over to New Zealand on scholarship on Manaaki as well, so that you can have some reference. But if not, if you need to speak to us individually, you can arrange like a Zoom session with Hearts and Minds, then we can talk to you also online through Zoom. Thank you so much, Hearts and Minds and Sriton and Pantip today for organizing this session for us.
All right. Thank you very much, Yao and Dean. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you
You
so
too,
much.
everyone.
Farewell.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.